Hello, my name is Eric and I'm doing another one of my photography vlogs called One Body, One Lens, One Roll, One Day. I am here at the North Inlet to Chippewa Lake. I've been here a couple times before. It is a very chilly, like high 40s October morning. Probably should have worn my slightly heavier jacket, but I didn't, so that's okay. I won't be here too long. I got a unique camera for you today. I've got a Kodak Dualux III. This is probably 1950s, 60s, something like that. I don't know, but it's a pretty old camera. It's probably even older than that. It uses a 620 film. Now, a lot of the medium format cameras that I've shot so far use 120 film. The only major real difference is the type of spindle that it kind of goes onto. So I took two 620 spindles, and if you have a 620 camera and you only have one, go to your local camera shop. They might have a couple and either just hand one off to you or maybe sell one to you, pretty cheap, a couple bucks maybe. So what I did is I took a roll of Kodak T-Max 100. That's the film for today, but it was expired in 2001, so about 20 years out of date. And in a dark room, slowly unraveled it, or actually wound it onto a 620 spindle as if I was in camera. So take up reel to where the film was to a 620 spindle, and then I reversed the process so that I got it backloaded correctly onto a 620 spindle. Some places might sell re-spooled 120 film onto 620 spindles. I just had to do this by hand, and I will say my hands cramped towards the end, just trying to make sure everything's nice and tight. So you can do it. It's just, your fingers might cramp a little bit. This particular camera does not have shutter speed control, and from what I read, it typically is about a 45th of a second, give or take. Some people said a 30th, some people said a 60th. I'm going to split the difference and say a 45th. Now, it does not have ISO dials because this camera does not have a meter, so I've got to go by the Sunny 16 rule. Well, this camera does have an aperture indicator, f8, f11, and f16, and it is kind of an overcast day. So instead of a typical sunny 16, I would probably say, cloudy f8. So hopefully, with 100 speed expired film and at f11 or f8, I'll get some good shots. You never know, because I don't have a meter to follow. All right, let me go get the first couple shots. I'll be right back. Now, these old twin lens cameras, you're basically looking through the top, which is you're viewing through this front window. And I'll tell you, this is probably one of the brightest views I have ever seen. I've shot a couple different twin lenses before. I did 2 episodes earlier, but I've shot some Yashica mats. I've shot some Mamiya C330s. This is actually really, really bright. So it's kind of cool seeing it this bright. Now, this camera, when I go to advance, I've got to watch the red window in the back, which gives me my film count. It does not do a hard stop like some of the other cameras that'll have the arm. It'll do a hard stop because it'll do an exact wind. So my spacing might be a little bit different. This is shooting 6x6. I should be getting 12 shots. Watch me, and I'll probably only get about 10 shots just because of the fact that I'm not 100% sure on my spacing. If I do it right, I should get all 12. If not, I might be 1 or 2 shots shy. The other thing about twin lens cameras is you're looking down because it's an inverted image, or not an inverted, but a reversed image. As I pan left, all my views look like they're going right. So, which is, I'm going to be panning that way, but my view seems to be moving this way. It's kind of weird, kind of backwards, which is kind of interesting. Nothing big, just something you got to watch for, because the mirror type stuff, it just kind of inverts the image a little bit. All right, I'm going to head down that trail a little bit. Let me get a couple of shots. This is not going to be that long of an episode because I've only got 12 photos, Let me see what I can get. Be right back. Now, because this is firing at give or take about a 45th of a second, and I said some places I read was about a 30th of a second, some I read was closer to 60th, so I'm just kind of splitting the difference and hoping it's about a 45th. With the expired film and the overcast day, I'm shooting pretty much f8 at a 45th of a second. I'm hoping for a slight overexposure, which is good. I'd rather have overexposure than underexposure. Plus the fact that this is expired film, I need the longer time. But the drawback is that's kind of a borderline being able to hand hold. Some people can, need to be about a 60th a second. Some people can do it a 30th. Very few people, maybe a little slower than that, without the use of a tripod or a monopod. If you notice, I don't have my monopod with me today. So I'm just kind of trying to hand hold. So I just got to slow down my breathing and take my shots slowly and casually rather than more of a quick snap. All right, let me keep going down the path. Let me see what else I can get. Well, sun's starting to creep out a little bit, so that might help me. And almost forgot to watch the counter there. I might have rounded too far. But that's the catch with this camera. It doesn't do the click stops. I did take a close look at the lens. There is some coatings on it, but it's probably just one or two coatings. There's some blue and some yellow, but there's also a couple white coatings, which means not every element is coated. So I might get some flare if I tend to point it towards the sun. Maybe I'll try one of those shots. The other thing is that it does have a manual focus dial on it. Most of the stuff I've been shooting at a distance of beyond 15, 20 feet, so I've just kind of kept it at the 15 and letting depth of field grab everything else. So trying to do some closer up stuff, you kind of, hopefully it's going to be more zone focused because you can't see it focus inside here. You just kind of have to gauge your distance. A little tricky of shooting that way, so if you just kind of watch your zones and say, hey, I'm shooting at about 8 feet, hopefully my depth of field will grab anything between like 6 and 12, and you'll be good there. All right, let me get a couple more shots. Sun's coming out. I'm getting some nice blues in the sky, cool red barn behind me. Be right back. All right, so I took my last shot. Looks like I did get 12 shots and kind of felt like maybe that last shot might only been a half a shot because you could hear where the film kind of might have clipped away. But it's all wound up on my take-up spindle. Figured this would be a kind of a quick episode. Figured I'd only get 10 to 12 shots just because of the style of camera. Again, today we were at North Inlet Chippewa Lake, a nice big walking area. I saw a couple walkers, a couple dog walkers, one or two joggers have come by. So a really cool trail, lake that way. I've shot that a couple times. It's very chilly October morning. Golden leaves and reds and stuff like that, as you can see in the video. Today's camera was a Kodak Dualux 3. It does have an f8, f11, and f16 aperture, but no shutter speed control. Depending upon what report you read, between a 30th and a 60th of a second was locked in. This used 620 film, not the typical 120 medium format that you can buy at almost any camera shop. 620 stuff, either you've got to find some that's already respindled it for you onto a 620 some 120 film onto a 620 spindle, or you can do it yourself. I did this one by myself. I had some expired Kodak T-Max 100, which is what I shot today. About 20 years out of date, so I figured if I followed the sunny 16, f16, sunny day, my shutter speed should be about my film speed, but with the expired film, I wanted to shoot it at maybe a 50th or a 25th anyway. So on the overcast day, I was shooting f8 at about that 45th of a second. That should be good. And as the sun came out, I clipped it to f11 and f16 just to hopefully keep good exposures. I'm probably going to be all over the board on this one, but that's half the fun when you shoot these old cameras. You got to try to do things on your head, and expired film's adding another mystery to it. All right, photos will be posted at the end. Hopefully I get some good stuff. Feel free to give them a thumbs up if you like them. Feel free to comment on your experience with some old classic twin lens cameras, or even your experience with 620 film. Feel free to comment on what camera you have. I'll be more than happy to take a look at it. If it's one in my collection, I'll be more than happy to shoot it and post something. Otherwise, oh, today's film was the like, comment, and then subscribe. There you go. So feel free to subscribe to the channel. New episodes come out about every Friday, every Saturday. Different cameras, different lenses, different films. Right now it's mostly all around Medina County park system. However, I've done some in the Cuyahoga County, Cleveland area, and one in Sandusky and different other cool locations. Feel free to check out the cool episodes that are location specifics. They weren't part of this vlog, but I kind of did them anyway. Mansfield Reformatory, cool episode there. I shot 7 rolls of film, all black and white, couple of infrared rolls. Thanks for watching. We'll check you next episode.